Hi everybody. I love to share things when I hear them, and when they encourage me, I love to share with others. And I wanted to share what happened today, because it really just encouraged me. When we were doing our prayer morning this morning, the main thing, there was a lot said, but the main thing was about, are we sitting at the feet of Jesus, and are we trusting and seeking and obeying him? Are we trusting that God is going to help us and guide us in every single situation? Are we seeking God to know what he requires of us and what we should do? And are we obeying him when we hear from him? That are we responding to what he is asking us to do? And are we available, to be used by him when he asks us to? He doesn't need our ability, he needs our availability. So I was really encouraged by this. And I've been listening to Heidi Baker, who is a missionary from Africa. And she was sharing a testimony after this. And it was just so amazing how, as I listened to my audio, and I've got a day off today and I was going out, this came on, and it was just exactly what we were talking about this morning. And it just really encouraged me. And that is why I want to share it. And she shares a testimony about a vision and a dream that God gave her. And he'd given a lot of visions and dreams. And she sought the Lord for everything. She was in constant communion with him. And he'd given her a vision and dream about drilling wells, fresh water wells in Africa, where she was, drilling them. And they bought 2 drilling rigs. And they came, and then they lost a set of keys. And then 2 engineers said no, what they wanted to do wasn't possible. Then there was an engineer who said he would do it, and he was coming from India. And then his visa got revoked, so he couldn't do it. Then the man who was supposed to run the project, he got sent to another country. So everything that they wanted to do just didn't happen. So for 2 years, these rigs just sat there. But she never lost hope, and she never lost sight. She trusted in the Lord because he had given her the vision and dream. So she trusted that if God said he would do it, then he would fulfill it. So she sought the Lord as what to do. And then there was a glimmer of hope. A friend said there's somebody willing, who's an engineer, willing to come up and work the rigs for them. So he came over, and when she met this man called David, she saw him and she thought, well, is he qualified at all to do this? And I wonder if he even ever finished school, because he just didn't look like the sort of person that was qualified to do this. Anyway, David said, can I bring him outside your church on Sunday? And, then in front of everybody, they were going to drill the rigs. So she said yes. So they brought them outside the church, and they started drilling. And all of a sudden, everybody's like full of joy, because now these things are working, and their vision and dream is coming in. They're seeing this thing happen right in front of their eyes. Then later on, David said to Heidi and her husband Roland, he said, you know what, I must just tell you my story. He said, I never even finished school, and I'm not qualified to drill downwards. I am, and I have drilled sidewards, but I've never drilled downwards. But God gave me a vision, and I had a dream. And he said here, he had a dream, and he believed God would use him to drill water wells in Africa. So from his dream and vision, that he believed God would use him to drill water wells in Africa. And he trusted God would put it all together. So he trusted in God, just as Heidi had trusted in him. Then he believed what God said. And after he had that dream, David was used to fulfill the mission that Heidi had been praying for, that for 2 years had been put on hold. He was just a yielded vessel, available to be used by God, not qualified, but God qualified him to do the job, because he had a vision and a dream, and he had a passion, and he believed that if God told him to do it, he would be able to do it. So if God is telling us to do something, do we really believe he can do more than we can possibly imagine? Are we trusting in him and accepting the circumstances we're going through, just like they had to wait for 2 years? Well, Lord, you've given me this vision and dream. Just like David, he was told he was going to be king, but he had to wait many years. It didn't go his way. Things happened in the meantime that, oh, well, it doesn't look like this is happening, and how it's going to work. But God is faithful in everything. He just needs us to be available, to be used by him. He doesn't need our ability. He just needs us to be available. So I wanted to share that. Are we truly seeking God? Are we trusting him? And are we obeying him? And are we spending time sitting at his feet, drawing near to hear? As it says in James 4 verse 8, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. And God wants to use us. I was so encouraged by that. Lord, I've got to spend more time with you. I've got to make sure I seek you more. We've had visions and dreams that have been given. I've been given things. Well, is this from you, Lord? And is this really? I don't see things happening. that he is faithful in everything. If he said it, he will do it. And that is what happened with David. He just believed that it was from God. He would make it happen. And he did. How amazing is that? So I just wanted to encourage you, as I was encouraged, that never stop giving up on your dreams and your hope. If you want to read Heidi Baker's book, Birthing the Miraculous, it's amazing, full of testimonies, how God used her, how she constantly seeks God, she trusts him for everything, and she's in close communion with him and fellowshipping with him and seeks the Lord for every single thing. That even gave her a vision and dream that she would care for 1 million orphans. I mean, wow, 1 million orphans, can you believe it? And she's done amazing works. I think it's over 25, 30 years that she's been doing work in Mozambique. And she hasn't had it easy, but God has pulled through for her many times. So I hope you're encouraged by that, just as I was. And have a wonderful evening. God bless.